rescind my invitation for a job.
She's crazy.
So we're about to take our first staff boat trip. Anyone like to make some comments or let us know what's going
Hey,
on?
anybody want to be on camera for our first staff boat trip?
Ship. I don't know. 3 hours.
I've had this shirt for so long. I love it.
We're going to catch shrimp. Eating them is optional.
Squimp gumbo.
Yes.
Squimp salad. Squimp.
Hollywood, what do you think about the first group boat trip for Back Bay Mission?
I don't want to flip this camera off out here. Don't make me do it.
He says he doesn't want to flip the camera off.
Can you let us know what we're about to do today? What are we here to do?
What we're doing.
I don't know anything.
I know nothing.
Tell us about the history of Back Bay connected to shrimping.
You know?
Two people that don't want to be on camera. Okay, ask Craig to
Part of
explain
your
it.
job. Part of your job.
Well, go ahead and give us a one-on-one on how to do this.
To know the history.
Mr. Craig's going to give us a one-on-one.
I've been on the camera way too much over 15 years. Okay.
Tell them what connects us to shrimping at Back Bay.
The original community that we served back in the day in 1922, the folks out of the churches, out of the evangelical churches, went to the Back Bay campsites to get the kids out of the churches, out of the campsites, to bring them to schools, to bring them to Sunday school, to feed them, clothe them, and those kids and their families worked in the shrimping industry and the oyster factories back in the day, and used to shrimp and oyster by the piece, so they were getting paid pennies on the dollar for their labor, and so we helped those communities. That's the basic history. Live it and learn it.
Live it and learn it.
Yeah.
Do you want to add to that, Sam?
Not today, but in the future.
You do this work at like 8 o'clock at night. It's like a family reunion. Can't you? Bueller, anyone? Ah, see, you gotta be old enough to remember that.
Have any thoughts on our first staff boat trip?
I'm excited. Anytime I can be on the water, I'm happy.
Amanda?
Huh?
Any thoughts on our first staff boat trip?
I don't know. It's just another day at work.
Just another day at the office.
Anyone else? Yeah, this thing's demolished. We don't know whether to come out. Ladies, if you get hot up there, come on now.
Any thoughts, Reverend Pennington?
Definitely.
No, but this is kind of a real cool gift for us, right? To get to kind of connect to our 100-year anniversary, our roots, shrimping, experience it, and all these folks who grew up here haven't been on the shrimping tour. I've been on 3 times.
Hey, you've only been here a year now.
I know, right?
Overachieving.
So I'm happy.
And I'm making this video because I think it'd be interesting for people not from here to get an opportunity to see where shrimp come from the shrimp boils.
Well, this boat was just redone. We actually did a video on that, right?
Yep.
They redid the whole hull, so it's pretty cool. And Mike grew up shrimping. So like he was a shrimper, his family's a shrimper, so and I forgot what you did. Weren't you a brain surgeon or something?
I'm a cardiovascular tech respiratory therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so brain surgeon.
It's similar.
Well, I work in the cardiac catheterization lab, and we do cardiac procedures, angioplasty, stents, pacemakers.
And he's a shrimp boat dude.
Well, it's a long story how I got here. You know. Well, I think I can tell you real quick. I won't be here next year because I just finished my 500 hours of community service, so I'm done paying back the judge. And just kidding. It's so serious right here. What the heck?
I got that.
No, Mike lives across the street from me. After having 16 to 17 back and shoulder surgeries, this was a great physical therapy job for me.
Isn't he kind of a tough neighbor to have, though?
Yeah, he is.
Because he kind of talks nonstop.
No, he's a great guy. He's good. He really is. He's a very, very generous man.
Yeah, he is.
All aboard!
To be honest, yeah.
All aboard.
Daniel, you're on the way. Daniel, you're on the way. You're on the way.
Snap, snap!
Load up.
All right, up. Keeping the boss.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
My best friend's an attorney.
I'm here. Taking it all in.
That's the worst spot to sit.
Is it? She said the same thing
You
about
can't
us.
sit there.
Hey, Mike.
I'm sorry.
That's it. There.
Are you videotaping?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video. I mean, I figured how many times we go on a staff boating trip.
That's what I'm saying.
Anything
I will
you'd like to
tell
share?
you though, it's a little bit of information. Up here is better for seasickness than down below when you're closed in.
For sure, I imagine
Just a word
helps.
of it, yes. And looking around at the horizon so that you don't.
Oh yeah, we can hear you. No worries.
What am I saying?
Let me get this right.
I get
All these
sick
fine
of us.
people, except these two wonderful guests of ours from Virginia. Where in Virginia? Do we feed them?
Yes.
Awesome, cool. And where is that located?
1012 Division Street.
I know exactly. Just making sure you knew where it was.
No, I tend to get lost.
Don't break my
Right there.
What was that? What was it? Just a water? Oh, thank God. Brand new net. This is a tri-trawl, guys. What's a tri-trawl? In shrimping, we pull a smaller third net first versus the other two we offset to the side to catch the shrimp. We pull this one first. And I'll tell you what the chains and the boards do and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll get it behind the boat, open it up, take it to the bottom, 13 feet of water, drag it for 20 minutes and tell you everything you never wanted to know about shrimp. Do you like shrimp? Yeah. All right, cool. Shrimp season's open. If y'all don't know it, shrimp season is not a set date in Mississippi. It's based on size. And what makes these baby shrimp that show about this big to that is water temperature. Warmer the water, quicker they grow, quicker we open the season. We opened very early this year on the 25th of May, which is way early versus last year, like 10th of June. We'll tell you how that's done and what size shrimp, how do we scientifically, I say that sarcastically by the way, how do we scientifically measure these and get to the season, where are these boats going to go tonight, how far out, how long they're going to stay, what species of shrimp are we seeing right now, and then we're going to pull up the net and dump it out. We're getting some nice critters in here, along with some nice jellyfish. So if you're sleepy, need some stimulation, come back here and help me separate the catch. It'll wake you up nicely. And we're going to put our stuff in here, our fish and our shrimp and our stuff, and you're going to hold that and take shrimp selfies and what do you want to do there, all that kind of stuff. And we'll go through all the species right here.
Is the boat supposed to vibrate like that?
The motor's over there.
Oh yeah, I know that, but
shrimp finder yet. That would be awesome. Do you have like a shrimp app on your phone, man? That would be cool. Just tap it in and look at the shrimp right there. No, guys, you're not going to just willy-nilly go out there tonight, throw out your nets, and hope you make some money. It doesn't work that way. How do you find the shrimp? Is you pull a third smaller net first, and it's called the third net, or the tri-trawl. And that's what I have on board. A typical industry tri-trawl is about 16 foot wide in the front. It tapers down after about 30 feet, and that's your test net. That's how you find the shrimp. On a shrimp boat, you pull it for 15 minutes. When it comes up, obviously you want to see shrimp. But there's two things we look for in the tri-trawl. Abundance. You want to see lots and lots of shrimp. What you don't want to see is a whole bunch of these. Oh, I know. Over here. Whoop, come here. Come here. I know in Westchester, Virginia, that's a jumbo, but down here that's bait, okay? No, that's not much to look at. Guys, we're looking for those. We're looking for those 1620s, those 2125s. And the reason why I say this is shrimp congregate in their own size groups. The small ones hang out with the small ones, the juveniles with the juveniles, the adults with the adults. So the tri-trawl tells, are you on shrimp? And you're on shrimp to make money, because that's why you actually go out there, is to make money. I'm going to show off my tri-trawl here real quick for my people up top. Come to the back rail. Brand new net. I love it. Nothing like a brand new net. We tore up the other net. Well, we didn't. Jason. You didn't know it was there. There's a very ambiguous hang over there. There's some sunken something over there. We got hung up on it toward the net. Guys, a shrimp net is just a big mesh bag, is all it is. Its design helps us catch shrimp. This net is 16 foot wide. After 30 feet, look what it gets down to. Going from wide to narrow creates a pressure gradient inside the net. Actually acts like a suction or a vacuum. And as it gets closer, it starts to suck the shrimp into it, and it gets to the very back of the net. Keep in mind the shrimp net's open in the front. Look, it's open back here, too. Want to save yourself a life of embarrassment? But never forget to tie a knot back here and seal up your net. You don't catch anything. And they remind you years later of the time you didn't do it, okay? I tied a special knot on our last trip. We had a very active pod of dolphins following us, and they were right here next to us. We love seeing them. They're beautiful animals. But when they show up, they love to work on that knot right there. That's where they really pick on our nets right here. They find holes in it too. This is where the catch is going to be, right back here. I'm going to hit this overboard and I'll show you my chains and boards real quick. How do you live as a shrimp down here? Scared for your life. Everything wants to eat you. Especially in the daylight hour, shrimp bury in the sand underneath us, they hide. These chains run about 3 feet in front of my net. They tickle the bottom as we go along. What happens when you get close to shrimp, they pop, and that's what a tickle chain does. It pops them out of that sand. You got to open up the shrimp net. 12 boards. There's 2 looking forward things that are hanging there. We're going to stick those in the water. Once we get it behind the boat, we're going to engage them. And you'll see one to the left, one to the right. Get it wide open, take it to the bottom, and 13 feet of water. Officially working on a shrimp boat.
Do you all just do shrimp? I noticed that crab down there.
That's my friend.
Oh, is it his name Crab?
No, his name is Crab. Mr. Krabs to you.
Is that where they shrimp at night?
Where do you see a crab? Right there in that bucket.
You really want to know why we shrimp at night?
He's down there swimming.
Can you turn the camera off? There's less cops on the water at night, sir. But that's the night. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Yeah, it's not like you're bad. No. You joined the party. Yeah. You're on board with some locals. But they represent something really cool. There's a lot of history with this organization. It's the Back Bay mission. The reason why they exist is commercial fishing. That's when the mission was started. It was started years and years and years ago. How long ago, James? 100 years. 100 years. All right. Cajuns have been here about 125. Here, y'all been here 100. We had a lot of Yugoslav descent, Polish descent. Every little group you can imagine has circled through and has utilized that. And the reason being is how many people remember reading about the Industrial Revolution? You know, we kind of took advantage of a few people, worked them really hard. Those people were your cheap labor. Those folks were your cheap labor. And one thing I got a challenge for the people who work at the mission. You'll need to Google something, all right? All right, Google child labor laws. Child labor laws, Biloxi. Google child labor law pictures, Biloxi. And it'll come up. That's some historical photos. I forget the photographer's name. It was like in the 19-teens when he was going around the entire country taking pictures of the entire meat packing
industry, whether it was seafood, whether it was beef, whether it was chicken, and they were going around and everybody had something in common. They were utilizing child labor. We got some crazy pictures, guys. We got pictures of kids standing on oyster shells so they could be tall enough to be at the table to shuck oysters. So remember, that's what Biloxi really did first. We were oysters. The boats would just go right where you are right now and catch oysters, and the factories were just right here, guys. I can kind of remember a little bit of that back in my day. You know, I remember when oyster reefs were still open right here when I was a kid. We used to go oystering over there all the time in the White House Reef. I actually remember the last day the White House Reef was open. And we went out there cleaning it. We did good, guys. We did good. And he's spending it. I remember going there when it was closed too. But anyway, that's an old other story. That's a dark time. That's a dark time, guys. But where we go with it, guys, is these pictures kind of hit to the home, and it kind of coincides with what we're doing. These were poor families that lived right here on the bay, and the mission has been catering to it. Not catering, just helping. Helping's the right word. Been helping folks for a long time, and y'all do a really good job for a community. We got a lot more work to do. Unfortunately, y'all been getting a lot of extra work lately, you know, but it is what it is. It's a sign of the times, and we'll get through all that, guys. No big deal. We'll keep fishing. We'll keep fishing. One thing that I love telling, and when Dave's dropping this off, I'll tell y'all real quick. Guys, the commercial fishermen are having a bad roll right now. Are y'all aware of that? It's really nasty. Give y'all some pricing. Last year, shrimp opened at $1.25 a pound. This year, it opened at 65 cents a pound. 65 cents a pound is what it opened it up at. Then on top of that, it dropped to 55 cents a pound 3 weeks ago. That man that's driving the boat is a commercial fisherman. He gets the price list. His price list that he got yesterday was 35 cents a pound. No. 35 cents a pound for 60, 70s. Jumbos right now, 16, 20s, $1.15. Your colossals, $1.25. Guys, that's rough. That's rough.
Not from Mississippi, so not as special.
Not from Mississippi.
I feel like I have to like prerequisite everything.
Push it out. Great smile. No, you can do that. There you go. I love it. There you go. Let me focus on the crab over there. There you go. Focus on you. Crab soup.
Kevin, let me stick it on your tongue.
No.
Poor little lady.
You know, they can live out of water a long time. Real long time. About 2 or 3 days. We keep them cool. And so, there you go. Dun 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 dun. Oh, take pictures of me. Alright, I have my photographer following me. We're going to play with our food. Ready? So how do I know the difference between a white shrimp and a brown shrimp? A brown shrimp has an antenna twice as long as its body, and a white shrimp. He has an antenna 3 times as long as his body. I was showing you this horn right here, guys. I'm sure y'all have ever claimed strands and stuff. And it's very sharp. A lot of people never see a head-on shrimp where they live. It just doesn't have this. It's on the freshness thing. But you want to hold them?
I've been jabbed a few times.
I've been jabbed like twice a day at work. There you go.
I hold them when I'm putting them on that line of fish.
I hold them when I put in that skillet to cook.
I hold them when I'm dehydrated them to cook. I only eat them or peel them to eat. Here. Now watch out. They have a horn on the top of their head.
Yeah, some people are contact allergic.
So be careful. She needs to see the little horn. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Step Darling. There you go. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the work y'all do too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chivalry's not dead.
Thank you. I learned a lot today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Watch your step. We're here to help you.
Well, thank you.
Guys, you're on your own.
So, any thoughts on our fishing or shrimping boat tour?
I think it was lovely, and they're funny, and we got to see, and who knew that there were whales in the back, or sharks.
Or dolphins.
I wouldn't get in because of the bacteria, now I'm not getting in because there's predators. Oh,
It's
yeah.
just cool though.
It was really, they were great.
Yeah.
Really great. So,
Are you gonna take them back?
But I'm gonna